YouTube, yes sir, Shabon, we're back with another video. In today's video, I'm gonna break down a trade that I caught out in my free Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, the link will be down below. It's literally free. I'm not charging you guys. We have about 54 members in there now, so if you guys haven't, man, go join. All right, the link will be down below. And last but not least, man, you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, man, go subscribe to the channel. I'm literally giving out gems for you guys. And also, if you guys are in the Discord, once I hit 500 subscribers, I will be giving out 2 funded challenge to whoever is in the Discord. Okay, so don't miss out on that, man. But let's get into the video, man. Actually, before I even get into the video, I want to show you guys something. So this is my channel right here, right? We're at 246 subscribers, so it's only been 2 months. I appreciate all the support, all the new people that are coming to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, again, I wouldn't be in front of this camera. So I just want to say thank you, and let's get right into it. All right, so this was a trade I caught out in my free Discord. Let me pull up my Discord so you guys can see that I'm actually calling out these trades, right? So as you can see in the Discord, this was on the 19th. I'm waiting on gold, right? So I send my setup, and then I let everyone in the Discord know what I'm looking at. And then once the trade take place, I let you guys know when I'm entering, where my stop loss is, where my take profit is, right? So I literally have it all right here, right? And then as you guys can see in the results, literally right here, TP smash, we caught 47 pips on this trade. Okay, so again, I really do this. I'm calling this out in Discord. If you guys want to learn, you guys want to earn free money, whatever the case is, right? I'm not charging you guys for any signals. Literally go join the Discord, man. It's literally free, right? We have 54 members in here, right? And you know, we chop it up in here. So if you guys haven't, man, go join the family, you know, and let's level up together, right? But let's get into this trade. So I caught this sell on gold, right? So I'm gonna basically start this from where I was seeing gold, right? So let me replay this right here, and let me just take this off for you guys, right? So when I got onto the charts, right, this is on the 5-minute. This is what I'm looking at, right? So as I can see on the 5-minute, right, we are above the 200 EMA, right? And obviously price is breaking to the upside, right? We're breaking structure to the upside, right? So we're literally breaking above these highs, right? So we look really bullish on the 5-minute time frame, right? But again, the 5-minute time frame is where a lot of fake outs happen, so I do not base my trend on the 5-minute time frame, right? I always go to the 1 hour and the 4 hour to see where my directional bias for the day is. Okay, so first thing I do is I do notice what's happening on the 5-minute, but I'm not gonna take any trade off the 5-minute because I do not know where the trend is at. Okay, so first thing I do is I go to the 1 hour. What is the 1 hour showing me, right? The 1 hour is showing me that we are bullish, right? We're breaking structure, right? We're breaking all of these highs right here, right? But overall, right, the whole trend for gold, it looks like it's bearish, right? As you can see, we're obviously on a downtrend, right? So I do see we're breaking structure to the upside, but we are obviously on a down channel. Okay, so I noticed that on the 1 hour, right? So the 1 hour, we are above the 200 EMA, right? Which does not tell me that we are bullish yet, all right? Just yet, right? So then I go to the 4 hour. If I'm having a hard time on the 1 hour trying to see what the trend is, I go to the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour, what is the 4 hour telling me, right? The 4 hour is telling me that we are above the 200 EMA, right? But you also have to understand break of structure. Okay, what is market structure showing you, right? We are literally breaking structure to the downside on the 4 hour, right? We took out these lows right here, right? And then we also took out these lows over here. So price is literally at this whole move right here, right? We are breaking structure to the downside, right? This was a previous low, and we broke below it. Okay, so I'm gonna disregard the 200 EMA on this trade. I did not look at the 200 EMA because I'm looking at strictly what price is doing. Okay, so let me just turn off the 200 EMA, right? So as you see, clear as day, we have a down channel, right? We are currently going down, right? And we're also breaking structure. So the 4 hour, I'm very confident that, okay, I should only be looking for sells today. Because why? Because the 4 hour is in the down channel, the 1 hour is in the down channel, and also we are breaking structure to the downside on the 4 hour. Okay, now we go to the 1 hour, same thing, right? We broke structure to the downside, right? We took out these major lows, right? So we broke below, but then also as I can see on the 1 hour time frame, we're at a 1 hour supply as well. Okay, so as you can see at this move right here, right, we had 2 aggressive bearish candles, right, to the downside. And also, what did it do? It broke structure, right? It took out these lows right here, right? So if you want, you can also turn on your line chart and you can see structure being broken. As you can see right here, it went up right here and then it broke down, right? So we have aggressive selling, all right, and break of structure, right? And also we have a 1 hour supply zone, right? So the same way I tell you guys to draw your supply or demand zone on the 5 minute, right, you could literally do it on the higher time frame as well. Okay, so what do I see right here? I see we have a 1 hour supply, right, from that bullish candle before the bearish drop, right? We're at a 1 hour supply, right? There was a gap before this candle right here. There was a gap that wasn't filled from here to here, right? So we have a gap right there, right? So that was a gap, right? But as you can see on this 1 hour candle right now, we are filling in the gaps and we're tapping into the zone, right? So when I see we fill in the gaps, right, and I see we tap into the zone, but we also see a very strong rejection off that zone. You see how this bullish candle was once bullish all the way up here, and then look at this wick that it left, right? So it's rejecting off of that zone. Okay, so cool. So I know overall we are on a down channel, right, for the 1 hour and the 4 hour, right? I'm disregarding the 200 EMA because most of the time the 200 EMA, it could lag, so it won't show you clear direction all the time, right? So you have to base your judgment on what is happening on the charts, right? Look in the past, see what is happening, and then you could base it off from there, right? So I see we're at a 1 hour supply, right? We're rejecting, so cool. So I'm not entering anymore, right? I'm not entering on the 1 hour actually, because why? Because I don't take my trade on the 1 hour, okay? But when price comes back to a 1 hour or a 4 hour supply and demand zone, it has a lot of momentum to drop to the downside or upside, right? So if you have a 1 hour supply, right, most of the time if price does drop from that area, it's gonna be a big drop, okay? Same thing as vice versa, demand, right? If you have a demand on the 1 hour and the 4 hour and price comes back to it and it rejects it, most of the time it's gonna have a big move to the upside, okay? So once I figure that out, right, I see the gaps already filled, so let me just take out the gaps. I'll leave my 1 hour supply zone right there, right? Now what I do, I go to the 5 minute. Now I notice on the 5 minute, right, we are at the 1 hour supply zone, okay? So am I taking my trade anytime here? No. What I do at this point is, if you have a 1 hour and a 4 hour supply or demand zone, you have to wait for price to come back to it on the 5 minute and wait for the 5 minute to break structure, leaving a gap, okay? So I know this is the 1 hour. Let me make this red. That's a 1 hour supply, right? I'm not taking any trades. I need to see some type of bearish move to the downside and see if there's any gaps or anything left behind, so I could take my trade when it gets back to that zone, right? So let me play this out. So I'm still playing this out. So okay, what's happening right here, right? So when you see something like this, right, I mean, turn on your line chart, right? You see we have a break of structure right here. You see how when price was right here, it came down, came up, and then broke down, right? So we literally took out these lows right there, right? Let me put this one, it's easy for you guys to see. So you see how we took out these lows? We came up here, we broke down, right? So cool. So I see a break of structure, right? I know that we're at the 1 hour supply zone, right? And what do I see right here, right? I see a gap from the top of this wick of this bullish move before those 2 bearish candles. There's a gap, right? So let me make this gray, right? So you see the gap that I'm talking about, right? So we have a gap. If I play this out, right, there's a gap, right? So as you can see, when that 2 bearish candles drop, there's a gap that's left. I drew the box at this bullish candle before the drop from that wick to the bottom, right? And there's a gap. As you can see, the gap is from here, right, to the box. That's the gap, right? So if you wasn't looking at this on the higher time frame, you would have been looking at a demand setup and you would have lost. Because why? Because the overall trend is telling you that we are bearish, okay? So I see the gap, right? I already know we're at the 1 hour supply, so I could take that box out, right? Now I see that we have a 5-minute supply zone, right? With the breaker structure, a minor breaker structure, but it's still a breaker structure, okay? And we have a gap, right? So now what do I do here, right? Now I wait, okay? So I wait for the gap to get filled. I wait for the price to touch my zone, and I wait for that breaker candle, okay? So right there, right, we tapped into the zone, right? Literally right there. And then when we tap into the zone and we fill in the gaps is already filled, right? And then we came up and then we broke this candle right here, right? So what am I doing right here, right? I would have taken my short right here, right? Once it breaks below that bearish candle, right? Put my stops up here, okay? And then I'll target my 1-to-1, right? Always go for a 1-to-1. That's how I do it. That's how I like it. So 1-to-1, and let's play this out. Literally, what happened, right? We literally dropped, right? If I didn't just hold for a 1-to-1, this trade would have been probably a 1-to-3, 1-to-4, right? But again, I'm not greedy. I'm trying to get my money as fast as I can. I'm trying to get out of the market as fast as I can, okay? So most of the times, right, when you are taking a trade, right, you have to understand what the breakup structure is, right? So a lot of times when you look at this, you probably have a hard time seeing that there was a breakup structure right here, right? But you could just turn on your line and then you can see, boom, right, we have a breakup structure, right? So we broke structure, right? Price came back to the zone, filled in the gaps, and I take the next candle break. I don't care what candle it is. If it's a bullish candle, a bearish candle, I'm taking that break once it breaks, okay? And I go for my 1-to-1, always put my stop loss above the zone, and I target a 1-to-1, okay? So as you can see, this trade literally dropped, right? So one thing I want you guys to know is, if you guys were holding this trade, right, this would have been 110 pips, right? But again, right, you always have to be careful, because a lot of times, right, price won't always run to where you want it to go, right? So take your money as you are seeing your profits go up, right? And don't be too greedy, because what's gonna happen most of the time is price gonna come back to your break even, and it's eventually gonna stop you out, okay? The market always have to balance itself out, okay? So as you see, this trade is 110 pips if you were to hold it to down here, right? But the reason why this move was so crucial was because we were at the 1-hour supply zone, right? So when you are coming off of a 1-hour or a 4-hour supply demand zone, the move is gonna be aggressive. It's gonna be a big move. Because why? Because it's on the higher time frame, right? So when you are trading supply and demand, right, you always want to look at the 1-hour and the 4-hour, see if there's any zones, any supply and demand zones around the area, right? And see if it's valid, right? If it's valid, cool. There's two things you could do, right? You can either wait for a price to come back to that zone and wait for the break of structure on the 5-minute to take your aggressive your sells or buys, right? Or if you want, you can also trade on the higher time frame, right? So if you see a supply and demand zone on the 1-hour, cool, then you could wait for the 1-hour to come back to your zone and then take the break of the candle on the 1-hour, right? But again, that's more swing trading, because now you're holding the trade longer, okay? So again, I just want to go over it one more time with you guys. So first things first, you go to 1-hour. If you see price is at a 1-hour or 4-hour supply or demand zone, right, go to your 5-minute time frame, right? So let me just erase all this. Go to the 5-minute time frame, right? Let me replay this right here. So this was where I saw price at, right? So price is at the 1-hour supply zone, right? Now what do? Do you take an entry right now? No, you do not, because the 1-hour zone is so big that if you were to take a trade right now, your stop loss is going to be huge, okay? So when you're at the 5-minute time frame, right, there's two things you need to look for. You need to look for a break of structure. If it's at a supply zone, you need to see a break of structure to the downside, and you need to see if there's a gap being left behind, all right? See if there's a valid zone that you could draw on the 5-minute and wait for price to come back and then take your entry, okay? Vice versa, if you see a demand zone on the 1-hour, the 4-hour, wait for the 5-minute time frame to come back to the zone, wait for a break of structure, see a zone, right, where there's aggressive buying, mark that zone up, see if there's a gap, wait for price to come back and take that break of a candle, okay? So there's multiple things you want to do here. You do not want to just see price come back to the 1-hour zone and then take your entry, right? Because if you were to take a trade right here, right, that stop loss is 62 pips, right? That's a big stop loss, okay? So wait for that break of structure, right? Because most of the time when there's a break of structure at a higher supply demand zone, right, there is gonna be a breakout structure with the gap being left behind with aggressive buying or selling. Okay, so once you have that and you see the candle break, take your entry, right? It's gonna hit, because why? Because now you're basing your zones off the higher time frame, which has more power for it to go that way, right? Because when you look at the supply and demand zone on the 5 minute all the time, there's a lot of times there's gonna be fake outs, right? So use your higher time frame to your advantage, right? But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This trade was insane. I literally caught this out again. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord, man, go join the Discord. It's literally free. You know, I want to help you guys in 2024. I want all of us to level up, and you know, let's get to it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.